Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode on my channel SolidWorks tutorial. My name is Olive. On today's lesson, we will see many different features as axis, referential axis, referential plane, whole wizard, equation, and many more. And we will also have a look on the features we have done in the past. On today's lesson, we will draw this item. It's quite a bit complicated with respect to the one we have drawn in previous lesson, but all the same is also easy. Okay guys, let's just dive in. Okay, I already have my new part, the interface created. So now I will start the sketch. Start the top sketch. So I will first start drawing the base, which is this down part. You do these 4 holes, and then do the extrusion of this one and this one, and complete with the remaining stuff. Okay. Let's draw a rectangle. I will need some center line for the symmetry. I need my rectangle to be symmetric with respect to this center line. I hope you remember how to draw a two-line symmetry with respect to something, a center line or a line or something. So I selected all these 3 items that I want them to be symmetric, and then with the relationship I just had this add relationship, which is the symmetric, as you see here, symmetric. Okay, now I can add the dimension. I have 40 millimeter. Like I said to you guys, by default I always use the metric system, so all the distances, the length will be in millimeters. Mm, 50. This. Okay, now my sketch is fully defined. I can exit, and then I extrusion of 5 millimeters, and that's it. Now I need to draw this hole which is down there. You see this one, his feature, his geometry a little particular, but we'll see how to draw it. Okay, right click on the bottom part of my extrusion, sketch. Okay, either I draw the rectangle, or I can create a rectangle out of this one that is already created. So I can use these offset entities. The offset entities, based on something that is already created, it will bring you out the shape. So you see this line, I've selected this line, it will draw me this line, and since I want a square, I have to select all the lines. Oh no, I did a mistake. I need to start it again. I delete it. Offset entities, select chain, Okay, I have my square. Now I need to specify the distance from the outermost rectangle, which is 3. Oh no, he has done it in the wrong direction. Okay, now I made it from the inside. I reverse the gap between the two rectangles. I made it from the inside. Okay, now I need to draw the arcs. The arcs are radius 6 millimeter. So come here. Okay, this is a 3-point arc. Now I can add the dimension. Radius 6, and also give some constraint. Okay, this center of the arc should be coincident with this edge. So I select both points and then I add the relationship merge. Okay, as you can see now my arc is fully defined, so which means I cannot move anymore my arc in any direction, in any sort of direction. I do the same here in the bottom. I take the 3-point arc. Okay, I can put the relationship between those two. They have the same radius. Make them equal. And I select also those 2 points to be coincident. So I merge them. And now to draw the remaining 2 arcs, I can make them symmetric with respect to this center line. I create my center line. And then I select those 2 items and I make them symmetric. You can see when you select different items, SolidWorks already suggests you the possible relationship you can add of the items you have selected. In my case, I have only 2 options. Either it is a symmetry or it is fixed point. I want symmetric, so I select the symmetric relationship. What is going on? No solution found. Okay. Oh no. Okay, I will do. Oh no, yeah. I made a mistake. I want to make a mirror, not a symmetry. A mirror with respect to this center line. So I click on mirror entities. Entities to mirror with this arc and this arc, and the mirror about the plane, the arcs with respect we want to do the mirror. So I select this one. You see as a preview, it has mirror our items. Click select and then I have my other 2 arcs. Now I don't need these 2 parts because I will not have a closed loop. So I need to trim those little portion. Unfortunately for us, there's already an option for that, which is trim entities. There are different type of trims, but the simplest one is trim entities. Power trim, corner trim. Power trim, with power trim, you drag your mouse on the entities you want to trim. In my case, I want to trim this little arc, so I just have to click and hold, drag my mouse here. As you can see, he has trimmed the arc, and you can see if you are able a very fade kind of length line. Okay, I do the same. I click and hold my mouse and I drag it on the arc I want to trim, and so on and so on and so on and so on. As a preview, you see that I have a close entity, which is this one. I exit the trim, I exit also the sketch. Now I will cut this part. I'll go to extruded cut, and the dimension of the cut it is 2 millimeters. Alright, now it is done. Okay guys, next step, we will create these two entities. Okay, for this I can create equation. I want to create equation because with equation it is the modification, the edit of your sketch. When you have defined one equation, whenever you change the measurement, it will rebuild your whole part and redo the necessary changes. You don't have to remember where you have put this distance, this diameter, or this angle. So you just have to modify the the dimension you want to, and everything will be done after the modification. So on this panel, let's right click on equation, manage equation. So I will have external diameter. This is the name of the entity, and the value will be 80 millimeters. As a comment, I can put external diameter. It's not mandatory, but just remember. And notice that the name of the variable are in quote. So whenever you want to call the variable, you just have to put equal and then quote the name of the variable. Okay, now the ball diameter will be equal the external diameter minus 4 millimeters. And then I have the inner diameter, which is the ball diameter divided 2. Okay, I'll set some variables. Okay, now I draw my cylinders. The outermost diameter. Okay, to invoke the equation, the variable we have created, in the box where you have to put the dimension, you have to put equal. As soon as you put equal, you will see here global variable, and then you select external diameter. Okay. SolidWorks have put the length 18 and plus this sigma sign, which is to say it is a variable that you have created. it will just differentiate between something you have typed in and a variable you have created before. Okay, so now let's fully define our sketch. I should put it vertical. We already have the vertical, and the distance with respect to the center. What was the distance? Ten. It is 10. Okay. Now it is fully defined. Now I go to feature and extrude it. I have to extrude in both sides of the plane. One side here and the other side here. From one side, the extrusion is 40, and from the other side, it is 30. Okay. Now I have to do the inside. No, let's first create a referential axis. Let's go to feature, reference geometry, and axis. The axis, to do axis, we need two planes. So the intersection of these two planes will create our axis. Selection, it is the front and the right. The intersection between the front and the right plane will produce me my axis. And then I say okay. Okay, now I need to create also a referential plane. I already have these three planes as default. Now I need to create a new one because I want to create a feature on that plane. I still go to feature, reference geometry, plane. I will need the front plane to rotate with respect to the axis I've just created for 60 degrees. And then I add the degree, 60 degree, and I just have to make sure it is the right verse. This is the right verse. Okay, now I just have to draw something on my new plane. Right click on plane and select sketch. This is my plane. It is 10 millimeter from the bottom, and its dimension, it is external diameter. Okay, and it needs to be vertical, horizontal with respect to the referential. Okay, I exit the sketch and I extrude my sketch. The extrusion depth is 45 millimeters. I press OK, and that's it. Usually I don't like references to be shown on the on the interface, so I usually hide them. Go to plane, right click and hide. That's it. I think it's more beautiful like this. Also for my view, it eases my view. Now we can create the holes inside. First sketch. Since I want to create also another hole, I can offset the entities with respect to this hole. Something I can do, or I manually create a hole and add the relationship that they should be concentric, and the dimension equal global bore diameter. Okay, fully defined. And then I cut for a depth of 8 mm. Fine. I do the same here. Bore diameter. Okay. And they both are concentric. The cut depth, it is 8 mm. Same here. And then the cut. All right. Now, the final one, front plane. Sketch from the front plane. Is equal inner diameter. Okay, one thing, when you hover your mouse somewhere, the mouse, a little icon at the bottom right of the mouse will tell you which type of item you are on. Like here, this square means that it is a surface. My mouse is on the surface, which means if I click, I'm clicking on the surface. When I approach my mouse on the circle, I have a vertical line, which to say it is a line. Okay, circle, but still it is a line that I want to select. So when you are hanging over your mouse, pay attention to that little icon in the bottom right of the mouse. So I want to select the circle and this one, and I make them concentric. Okay. And now I cut. The type of cut extrude all in both directions. Now I press OK. I've done it. They remain the other one. And make those two concentric. I fully define my sketch and then cut. in the other direction, flip side of cut, no, okay, through all. Bravo, that is done. Okay, now I save my drawing. Now the remaining part, it is this head to be done. Also very simple. Okay, to draw this one, I right click on the surface and then sketch. I will need 3 circles. Okay, I have to make them all tangent. The line have to be tangent to the circle. Okay, it's already tangent. Okay. Just symmetric. Those are equal. This one has a radius of 4. What? There's something not right. Okay, sorry guys. Let's start over this thing. Okay. This one and this one are equal, and they have a radius of 4. Okay, you have a radius of diameter. No, this diameter is 8 instead of 4. Okay. Yeah, symmetric. Okay. Okay. Mm, now I put the tangents, lines. Okay, now let's add the relationships. Okay, almost fully defined. Why? Also be coincidence. Okay, fully defined. Now I need to trim the portion I don't need. I don't need you. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. I don't need you. Goodbye. Arrivederci. See you next time. Hola. Okay, that's all for my sketch. Fully defined and closed loop. Now I can extrude in the opposite direction with 3 millimeters depth. All right. Oops, I've closed the hole. It's not a problem. I can put the hole. I can drag and change the sequence of my extrusion. Mm. Mm. Okay, to fix it, I think we can change the cut. No, it hasn't changed. Which is to say, the position in which we are, the sequence of creating this sketch hasn't been the right one. So let us delete this one and create it in a different space. Okay, I've changed the sequence. Now I went back a little and I want to insert a new feature just after the boss extrusion. Say click on the plane and I need to draw the same thing I've drawn before. Diameter 8. Diameter 21. These two are equal. Okay. Now we can reopen all the features and control that there's no problem. Yep. Okay, we have done everything. We have fixed the problem. Now we do the remaining part, the holes and the fillets. That's also very simple. Let's start by the holes here. Right click on the surface, sketch, and you just have to draw two little holes. One. As a suggestion, it is always better to put our sketch fully defined. That means the constraints are all set and well positioned, no errors, nothing. (3.5 mm). Okay. And to notice that the sketch is fully defined, all the lines become black, dark black, as you can see, which to say it's fully defined sketch. And then cut. Let's cut through surface, not up to surface. Which one? Which is to say, whichever the thickness of this change, we will always have the completely cut through all the thickness of the feature. Okay, for these other holes, we need to use the hole wizard feature. This hole wizard helps to create specific type of holes with some specific geometry, standard, ISO, DIN, inches, and also the international system of holes. In our case, we need 4 holes of type countable, ISO, X screw grade AB ISO 470, MA2 ISO, and through all. Now, when I've defined the specification of my hole, I need to position the hole. Then I go to position and I start clicking on the surface or the plane where I want to position. You see a kind of preview. I put 1, I put second. The position feature is kind of sketch, so you can make other lines, mirror, any the other features of the sketch just to position the center of the hole. Now, my hole, with respect to this border, it has a distance of 5 mm. With respect to this center, it has a distance of 15. And as a normal sketch, when it is fully defined, you will see a black, the dot, the line, it is black. As you can see, now this center is black, which is to say it is fully defined. And same with this one. Five. and be respect to this one. Okay, it's kind of redundant, so we don't need it. One thing, this one is not well positioned. It is this and this one. It sounds to be redundant. The sketch were not fully defined, that's why. Oh yeah. Okay, now I have to position the other two center of the whole. I need to mirror these two one with respect to this one. Entities to mirror. I select the dot and mirror about this one. As you can see, when I'm done, I click OK, and then now I have my holes, as you can see. Now the last two things will be chamfer and fillet. Let's start with chamfer. Chamfer, you have to go to feature, fillet, click on the arrow and select the chamfer. Sorry. Item to chamfer. First, you need to define the type of chamfer. This one, you specify the distance and the angle. This one, two distances, only the distance of the face of the chamfer itself. In my case, it is angle and the distance. So I need to select the line, just the border. I select the border, and now I specify the distance, which is 1, and the angle 45. I need to do that whichever I want to add this chamfer. This one, and this one. I click OK. My chamfer is done. Now the fillet. The fillet is more rounded something. Yeah. I have different fillet to put and different measurement. First of all, I start here with 5mm radius. This one. As default, SolidWorks show me a preview of the feature I'm drawing. Okay. Then other fillet of 4mm will be this one. Chamfers and fillet usually are applied on lines. The intersection of the surface that created that line, SolidWorks will take care of drawing the chamfer or the fillet. You select the line, you put the specification, and that's all. Okay. And the last one will be a fillet of 2mm. Okay, now our job is completed. Thank you guys. This tutorial has been a bit longer than the other one, but we have seen many features. We have reviewed other features and we have learned new features. Okay guys, that's all for every day. I recommend you to give a thumbs up if you like, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next lecture. Thanks. Bye bye.